made my first $5 as a coach when I was just 10 years old. And I didn't have a website or even the word business in my head. All I had was a skill, piano, that my neighbor wanted me to teach her daughter, which is how I learned you don't start a business by building a business, you start by getting paid. In this video, I'll show you how to do just that, getting your first paying coaching client in the next 48 hours. And we're gonna do it by using what you already have right now. Because Kylie Jenner had it right. Nobody thinks she's actually a self-made billionaire, but that's kind of the point. She used the money, followers, infrastructure, and hit TV show that she already had. Now, I'm guessing that you probably don't have all of those things. And that's okay, I don't either. But I bet that you do have more than 10-year-old me did. Aside from super thick glasses and an embarrassing amount of Legos, she only had two things going for her: a next door neighbor and a skill that next door neighbor wanted to pay for: leverage. Which brings us to step number 1. Look to your leverage, the people you already know. That might be an actual nosy neighbor, Doris, who never brings her trash in, but more likely it's friends, coworkers, your online community, or even people who've already asked you for advice before. But I get that you might cringe at this idea. No frickin' way, Luisa. I don't want to look salesy or pushy. And if that's you, here's the question to ask yourself. Are you trying to scam people? Or do you genuinely believe that you can help them with what you've got to offer? If you're watching this channel, chances are it's the latter, because around here, that's the only reason we sell. We know that what we have to share can change lives. And once you get that first thank you message or hear a client say, "Wow, this helped me so much," those moments will become the proof that you can come back to anytime you start to doubt yourself. That's why I literally keep a running list in my notes app where I screenshot client wins, feedback, love notes, all of that. You're gonna build your own. But for now, whenever you think, "I'm not ready to start yet," remember that you can help someone right now. That's why waiting for everything to be perfect or until you finish just one more training before you start selling doesn't make sense. When I first started career coaching, I literally just texted someone who I'd been mentoring for free. I just said, "Hey, I want to try coaching seriously, and I think we'd get you better results too. I'll do a super amazing price since I am new to coaching, but you're gonna get all my experience. Would you be interested?" And that's how I got started back as a career coach, because that first dollar is how you get moving. But even if you don't know anyone who might be interested, don't worry. It's not just about who you know. You can also tap into who your friends and coworkers know as well. Think about it. Your best friend might not want coaching, but maybe her coworker has been saying for months that she needs help with the exact thing that you can help with. This is why step number 2 is such a powerful growth tool. Even when you're brand new and you just want to get out there fast, look to your people's people. And the cool thing is, you never know who is going to know who, but that second-degree connection can be magic in opening doors. For example, I once had a client hire me for just 1 hour of consulting, but then they raved about it to a friend who went on to buy my private coaching package. The only catch is that you can't just sip your Diet Coke and wait for the referrals to magically roll in. You've got to ask for them. Otherwise, people don't know what you need. Here's my cool tip for making the ask in a way that gets you more referrals. Don't just ask your friends to send you people to sell to. Nobody feels good about that. Instead, offer 30 minutes of free coaching first. It'll be easier for you to offer this because it doesn't feel like you're selling anything, because you're not. And it makes it easier for your friends to refer their friends because they're helping them get some free coaching. So they look good too. This way, everybody wins. Then, if someone wants more help, you can transition naturally into talking about how you can work with them further. I know this can feel scary and intimidating, but think about it this way. People enjoy helping their friends. I know I do, and I bet you do too. Plus, you might just be shocked at how fast your reach grows beyond your immediate circle. Suddenly, getting your first client won't feel like such a huge mountain to climb. High five to that. But no matter how big that circle is, there is an even bigger one with even more potential. That's why step number 3 is where the biggest breakthroughs happen. Looking to people you don't know yet. And hey, I get it. Introverts everywhere are hiding under their covers when they hear this. And I'm right there with them. That's why I'm gonna break this up into micro tactics so that you can do this as simply as possible. Starting with this first one, pitch with proof. The most important part of that is the proof part. Because these days, it feels like people are being taught to just pitch yourself with a killer. You could improve your thumbnails. Hire me and I will do that for you. And yes, this is an actual cold pitch that I get all the time. But it's like, where are your credentials, dude? I don't know anything about you. Getting the proof piece right is essential because pitching does work when you do it well. For example, I've hired a YouTube channel manager and a launch consultant through being cold pitched. Before their first email, I had never heard of them, but they shared their actual experience, gave examples of clients they'd worked with, and showed me case studies and their results. That being said, I know we're talking about your first client. So you're probably thinking, I don't have any of that. Here's how I did it back when I didn't either, and I was just starting my business as an ads consultant. Hey, I looked at your ads. Here are some things that I found worked in my corporate job managing ads. I'd love to share what I found, no strings attached. See the difference between that and saying something like, you suck, hire me? But seriously, you're demonstrating expertise and leading with value. Because even if you're new in your business, you're not new at what you do. But you might be wondering, where do you even find people to pitch to? That's where micro tactic number 2 comes in. Forums, groups, and online communities. In fact, it's how I got my first ever client online, a total stranger, for a $5,000 package. And it all started simply because I was helping people. I first led with value and gave her a lot of help for free. She liked what I had to say, and she asked me how she could hire me. So if you're serious about trying to get your first client in the next 48 hours, do as many of these as you can. But a big caveat, I am not saying to go out there and spam as many people as possible. Quality over quantity, and focus on helping people first and foremost. Honestly, that's the best way to get new clients, especially when you're new. Ideal clients are not looking for endless free stuff. They're using what you give for free to decide if they want to hire you. So here's your third micro tactic. Can you do 20 or more of these helpful comments and messages in the next 48 hours? I know it's a lot, but here's why it's helpful. Back in my tech startup days, I once made 150 cold calls in a single day. And I will be honest, as an introvert, this was my worst nightmare, but it got me in motion. I got feedback so fast, and it taught me exactly where I needed to pivot. While you do this 48-hour push, keep in mind, even rejection is data. It tells you something important. Maybe your offer needs tweaking, or your messaging needs tightening. When you use them like this, every no gets you closer to a yes. Your first client isn't about being perfect. It's about jump-starting your momentum so you have something to grow and compound. And if you want to take that momentum even further, I break down the exact daily and monthly actions I took to go from employee to building a 6-figure business before I left my job in this next video. It's simple, realistic, and most importantly, actually gets results. So I'll see you over there.